For centuries, kings ruled England with absolute power. Their word was law. No one could challenge them. The monarchy stood above everyone else, and the crown controlled the fate of the kingdom. But in the year 1215, everything changed forever. England was in chaos. Heavy taxes, failed wars, political tension, and growing anger pushed the kingdom toward rebellion. The people blamed the crown. Many believed the king had abused his power for too long, and powerful nobles began turning against the king himself. That king was King John, a ruler remembered for weakness, conflict, military failure, and unpopular decisions. As tensions grew, England stood on the edge of civil war. The kingdom was divided, and rebellion seemed inevitable. Then on a field called Runnymede, a historic agreement was forced upon the king. Surrounded by angry barons and political pressure, King John had little choice but to accept their demands. It became known as the Magna Carta. For the first time in history, a king's power was officially limited by law. The document declared a revolutionary idea. Even the ruler must obey the law. At the time, few realized how powerful those words would become. What seemed like a political compromise in medieval England would eventually influence governments around the world. But centuries later, Magna Carta would help inspire modern democracy, constitutional law, human rights, and parliaments across the globe. England itself began to change. Over time, the power of monarchs slowly weakened, while Parliament grew stronger. Kings no longer ruled alone. Political power gradually shifted toward Parliament and legal institutions. The balance of power inside Britain was changing forever. Yet Britain was only beginning its rise. As the centuries passed, the United Kingdom built one of the most powerful empires in human history. British ships crossed the oceans. Its armies expanded across continents. Trade routes connected distant parts of the world under British influence, from North America to India, from Africa to Asia. The British Empire controlled vast territories across the globe. At its peak, it became known as the empire on which the sun never sets. Nearly a quarter of the world lived under British rule. British culture, language, trade, industry, and politics spread across the planet. The English language itself became one of the most influential languages in human history. London became one of the most powerful cities on Earth. The Royal Navy dominated the seas, and Britain's influence reached almost every continent. For generations, the British Empire shaped global politics, economies, and international trade. But empires do not last forever. 2 world wars changed everything. The wars devastated Europe, weakened Britain's economy, and transformed the balance of global power. Cities were destroyed, millions of lives were lost, and the age of empire slowly began to fade away. Britain's global influence slowly declined, and many colonies gained independence. Across the world, nations once controlled by the empire began forming their own futures. Yet even as the empire faded, the monarchy survived. Today, the royal family no longer rules with absolute power. Their role is now mostly symbolic. Political decisions are made by Parliament and the government rather than the crown itself. But despite this, millions of people around the world continue to follow every royal event, ceremony, and tradition. Royal weddings, coronations, palace ceremonies, and ancient rituals still capture global attention. Castles, crowns, royal guards, and centuries of tradition continue to fascinate people across the world. From medieval battlefields to modern palaces, the story of the British monarchy became one of the most influential stories in human history. A monarchy that once ruled the world now survives as a symbol of tradition, history, legacy, and power.